I remember saying to Mike Williams, there's a book I encourage you to get called The Road to Your Best Stuff. I wrote the foreword for it. My mentor, Mike Williams, he saw this Les Brown before I saw him, The Road to Your Best Stuff. He said, Brownie, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. He said, all of us born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. Don't be intimidated because of these guys who have PhDs and MBAs or more money than you. Don't worry about that. It's not what you don't have, it's what you think you need that keeps you from becoming successful. You think you need four-color brochures. You think you need investors. No, what you need is the belief in you. You are the money. You've got to believe in you, Brownie. And he was right. From that day when I accepted that I could do this, the easiest thing I've done is to earn millions of dollars doing what I love to do. The most difficult thing that I've ever done that took years for me to do was to believe that I could do it. That me, Les Brown, Mamie Brown's baby boy, that I have the ability to do it. Speaking over 51 countries. And I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you what's in you. Speaking before 80,000 people and being able to hold that audience. I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you that there's some stuff in you, there's abilities and talents in you, that when you stretch yourself, when you're willing to reach forward, when you are ready to go to that next level because you got to that point within yourself where you said, looking around where you are, I've had it. I've had it. I'm not going out like this. No. And some of you are there right now, that you know there's more. You know it. You can feel in your heart of hearts. You know it. And you're ready for the breakthrough. Let us say together, it's my time. It's my winning season. Let's say it together please, with power, feeling, and conviction. It's my winning season. It's my time. I'm ready to live a bigger life. Yes, it's your time. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. It's your time. It's your winning season. It's time for your breakthrough. Things are going to happen for you because you got it like that. Let us say together, it's possible. It's necessary. It's me. It's hard. It's worth it. A friend of mine, he was going across Europe, sleep on a train at different points. Soldiers would board the train and ask, who are you? Where have you been? And where are you going? Those three questions. And so I ask you, who are you? God asks Adam, Adam, where are you and who are you? Where are you in your life? When you look in the mirror, do you see the person you thought you would be at this point in your life? Where have you been? What brought you here? Why did you show up? Same information, same marketing. With some entertainers, you have people around the block. But you didn't come here to be entertained. You came here to be reminded of what you already know. So, where are you going? I want you to think about that. And wherever you're going, I want you to see it in your mind's eye, complete it, see it. See it. See it in your mind's eye. Give you all your eyes can see. See it accomplished. And experience what it's like. And say, thanks. If you're facing a challenge, see yourself on the other side and say, I got through it. Thank you. I'm still here. Thank you. I got my right mind. Thank you. I got heart. I got spirit. Thank you. I'm still standing. See it. And Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. What drives you? What keeps you going? Lewis Howe asked me the question, what's your reason? I have some new reasons. Mama has since made her transition. I want to make the mother proud. I've got children. I got grandchildren. I got 4 great-grandsons. I want to make a mark. I want to make a difference. My daughter, Ona, called me one day, and she said, Daddy, what are you doing? I said, I'm at my desk. She said, oh, there's a police officer in the middle of the road, and traffic stopped, and they're waiting for a funeral to come by. Then all of a sudden, she said, whoa, wow. I said, what's wrong? She said, oh, my God. I said, was there an accident? She said, no. A hearse came by, and there was only one car behind it. She said, when I go, I want there to be a long procession of cars. When I go, I want, because of the impact I made on people's lives, that the cemetery would be packed with people to celebrate that I came this way. How many of you would like to have a greater impact? Raise your hands, please. Yes. And so let us say together, live full, die empty. One night when I was comforting myself, I had 238 radiation seed implants. And my PSA, which stands for prostate specific antigen, had risen to 2,400. And cancer, they said, it metastasized to 7 areas of my body. And I was reading Dr. Howard Thurman, who wrote, Deep is the Hunger, the Voice of the Genuine, the Centering Moment. He said the ideal situation for a man or woman to die is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. He said, but imagine, if you will, being around your deathbed, people, ghosts, looking at you, saying, we came to you, and only you could have given us life, and now we must die with you forever. Miles Monroe, great preacher out of Bahamas, said the wealthiest place on the planet, it's not in the Far East where there's oil in the ground, it's not in Africa where the diamond mines. He said the wealthiest place on the planet is a cemetery. Books that were never written, potential never realized, gifts, talents, skills, art, music the world never heard. Repeat after me, please. Live full, die empty. See, the question becomes, if you died today, what dreams, what inventions, what ideas? Me with a microphone, please. Come on, this is not an ever-ready battery. It's tired. Help a brother out up in here, up in here. Thank you, sir.
Anything for you.
Thank you, Grasshopper. Y'all remember Kung Fu? Y'all got that there? Grasshopper? Oh, that's all right. The millenniums, they don't know about that. That was when television was television. You understand what I'm talking about? All right. And so, as you look at yourself, look at your goals, here's something that I do now. If you had 6 months to live, 6 months, you knew that, what would you do? How would you spend your time? Who would you spend time with? Would you still be doing the same thing that you're doing now? That's how I resigned from the Ohio legislature. I wrote down, if I had 6 months to live. And this guy, I was reading this book, How to Get Control of Your Time and Your Life. And my sister called me and said, Mama had breast cancer. And what I wrote down, I would resign from the Ohio legislature, go back to Miami and fulfill my promise and commitment to take care of my mama. And then I turned the page, says, as far as you know, this could be your last day. I remember being in Las Vegas at a table with Frank Sinatra at that time. My wife was Gladys Knight, and I overheard him say to someone, live each day as if it were your last, because one day it will be. So if you had 6 months to live, how would you spend your time? What are the things that you would do? What are the grudges or the hard feelings or the anger that you have against some loved one that you'll let go? How would you spend that time? That's something to think about. And when you get home tonight, think about that. Give it some thought and live as much of it as you can, because we don't know. We all have an expiration date. We don't know the time of the day or the hour when our number's going to be up. Let us say together, I deserve the best that life has to offer. I'm willing to work on myself. I'm willing to upgrade my relationships. I'm willing to answer the call on my life. I'm willing to go through some stuff to get to my stuff. It's worth it to me. It gives my life meaning and significance. I'm here for a reason. I'm ready to live life on my terms. Let us say together, you got to be hungry. I never forget Mr. Washington said, Mr. Brown, what do you want to do with your life, young man? I said, sir, I want to take care of my mother. He said, how do you plan to do that? I said, I'd like to become a disc jockey. He said, you got to be hungry. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, people that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. He said, people that are hungry are relentless and unstoppable. No excuse is acceptable. People that are hungry work on themselves. How do you plan to do that? How do you plan to get the money to take care of your mother? What do you bring to the table of life, Mr. Brown? Sir, I want to be a disc jockey. That's what I want to do. I want to be on radio. Good. Here are my car keys. What do I need this for? Well, there's a guy named Paul Harvey. He does a program called The Rest of the Story. He's the best storyteller on radio. Listen to him. You want to be successful? He said, watch and study people that are doing what it is you want to do, those who master it, and you want to study them. Success leaves clues. I said, yes, sir, I will. And I listened to this guy, Paul Harvey, every day. And finally, I said, Mr. Washington, I've done what you told me to do. I listened to him, and I've created my own program. You told me it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Yes, I did, Mr. Brown. I said, well, I've done that, sir. I have my own concept, my own show. I've been practicing. I've visualized myself being on the air like you told me. Good. Let us say together, relationship capital. You want to create relationship capital. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. Relationship capital. Al brings a set of skills and values and imagination and energy and creativeness and unstoppable spirit that helps me go to that next level. There are things I'm going to be able to do with him that I could never do by myself, in spite of the fact that I've been doing this before he was born. I believe you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. And so that's relationship capital. It's paying off for me and my children in a variety of ways. And so he said, here's my card. Go to WMBM radio station. Tell them I told you to go there. Milton Butterball Smith is a program director. I went to the radio station. And I'll never forget, as I was leaving his room, he said, you got to be hungry. I said, yes, sir. I'm hungry, sir, to take care of my mother. I'm hungry to set her down. I'm hungry to pay all the bills and provide for her. Good. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. Young man, do you have any journalism in your background? No, sir, I don't. Have any experience in broadcasting at all? No, sir, I don't. He said, I'm sorry. We don't have any job for you. How many have ever been rejected? Raise your hands, please. I was devastated with rejection. I went back and I said, Mr. Washington. He said, no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. I went back again. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir, you did. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. No one was laid off or fired. Now, get on out of here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me betrayed. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. The book of life says, the greatest among you will be your servant. How many of you are serious about your goals and dreams? Raise your hands, please. This is one. Repeat after me, please. Provide more service than you get paid for. Yeah, see, most people work just hard enough to keep from being fired. No, no, no. You want to provide more service than you get paid for. Why? People form habits, and habits create futures. And so I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I'd go get their lunch and their dinner, and I'd stand in the control room watching them work their hands on the control board, knowing my time will come. I want you to think about your golden dream right now. Let us say together, I expect to win. I see it. I feel it. It's my time. And so the disc jockeys were impressed with me serving them and being a resource, the go-to person. And when they would come out on the weekend and look at their cars be waxed and clean inside out, and they said, hey, who did this? I did, sir. How much you charge, young boy? Oh, nothing, sir. I just wanted to help out. He looked at me differently. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. He said, listen, Donna Ross and Supremes are coming to town. The Four Tops and the Temptations. I want you to pick them up and drive them to the Fontainebleau Hotel on Miami Beach. Be my pleasure, sir. I would drive these entertainers all over Miami Beach in disc jockeys, big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had stock. Then one day, it was a Saturday afternoon. A disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. Rockin' Roger began to slur his words. It's a Saturday afternoon, and I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd have gone get him some more if he'd asked me to. Then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager, and I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish the program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes, and I called him back and said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the records, but don't you say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I put on a fast record by Stevie Wonder called Fingertips. I said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, dutifully qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, you got to be hungry. Do that right now. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, you got to be hungry. In front of you and behind you. People that are hungry, believe, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry Believe, do what you know, not what you feel. People that are hungry believe, as Henry David Thoreau, who said, do not go where the path may lead, go where there's no path and leave a trail. People that are hungry believe in building a legacy, living a life of significance, making an impact. Live from their faith and not from their fears. People that are hungry are people like you. I'm looking at greatness in this room. There's a calling on your life. I don't know you. Here's what I know. Listen to that still small voice within. I didn't listen for years because for a long period of my life I was temporarily insane. How many of y'all can identify with me? Come on, huh? Come on, Lord. You know, I got 10 children, 5 girls and 5 boys. I'm a baby Christian. Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. I took him seriously. But I'm like the lady who said, Lord, I ain't what I want to be, ain't what I'm going to be. And thank God I showed him what I was. I pray now, I get down on my knees. I know God is just cracking up. Say, I can't believe you. There you are now. Yeah, you got cancer now, you're down on your knees. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, this thing called life. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me? Have you enjoyed what you've heard so far? Thank you. Thank you. One of my first students, Al McDougall, who's from here, and my very good friend and business partner, so glad to be in his hometown. He's been with me for quite a while. I'd like to answer any questions that you might like to ask me. This place where I'm in my life, this new chapter, creating this next greatest version of myself at 74. I look good for 74, don't I? Come on now, give it up. And you know, I don't dye my hair because I have allergic reaction, but I do use mascara to cover the gray. Oh, behave, whatever. It takes me a long time, but I get it done. I gotta tell you all this. I gotta tell you this. I had to give this speech, right? It was the Georgia Dome speech that you saw when you came in. So at the end of my speech, a lady said, Mr. Brown, I know you are tired. You just gave her speech, but our speaker, he canceled, and we need you to come over and speak for us. I said, I'm tired, ma'am. She said, but we can pay your full fee. I said, the Lord is able. People say money won't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. So they took me over to the Georgia World Congress Center. It was a very intimate setting, and people were close to the stage, you know. So I came in, I looked at the audience that I'd been perspiring after speaking to these 80,000 people. I said, where's the restroom? They took me to the restroom. I went in there, and I started covering up the gray. I've been sweating, you know, trying to get it all together before I'd go in there. So the lady, as I stood at the end of the stage, she wanted everybody to know that she knew me. She said, there he is, Les Brown. So I came up on the stage, and she kissed me on the cheek, and I kissed her on the cheek, left this big black smudge. So I didn't know what to do, so I just sat down. So people started saying something to her about this, and she said, what are they saying? I said, I don't know. So finally, a lady came up and gave her a mirror. She looked and she saw the big black smudge on her face where I kissed her. She said, "How did this get here?" I said, "I don't know. You think maybe this rubs off?" Now I use waterproof Mademoiselle. A brother's got to do what he's got to do. Now some of y'all gonna need a paintbrush, all right? Okay, I'll behave, whatever. So I do have issues. So any questions you'd like to ask me, please? Well, you know, somebody stand up who had your hand up. My email address, first of all, at this stage of my life, let me tell you what I'm up to. It's training voices of hope. I believe the world is as it is, not because a few people are hateful, divisive, and violent. The world is as it is because too many people are silent. And so my goal is to create voices of hope. Every 42 seconds, someone commits suicide on this planet. And to teach speakers and presenters how to grow their business, because your voice, you tell the story about your business. Be involved in multi-level marketing, how to explode your growth in terms of recruiting people and bringing out the best in them. If you want to make a difference in the lives of youth, I'm creating a in-prison recidivism program that is designed to reduce the recidivism rate and also to decrease the incarceration rate. And I've developed a process of working with kids to eliminate what I call AIDS, addiction to incarceration and death syndrome, HIV, hood-infected virus. So this involves the next chapter of my life. And if you have a voice, you have a story, you have a passion for making a difference in people's lives, and you're hungry and you want to build a business doing something that gives your life a sense of meaning and keeps you young, even when you have to use mascara. My email text and said, "I was at the event in Sudbury and I'm hungry." Here it is. Stop knocking on an open door. You have the power. You, your voice, you, your experiences, you, your knowledge, you, the things that you have gone through. Some things happen to you and some things happen for you. You're a gold mine. Coming out of this place where we are, will be millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. And those of you that listen to me, you're going to be a millionaire or a billionaire, but you won't be a witness. You won't just be standing around saying, "I wonder what happened." No. Watch as well as pray. I like what Mary McLeod Bethune says. She said, "Pray as if everything depends upon God, but work as if everything depends upon you." If you're ready to, just if you believe that there's more in you, if you knew how to get it out, you'd have gotten it out. Come on, let's be real. Why'd you hire Mike Williams? Because I'd gone as far as I could go with the thinking and the approach that I had used. That's why I said the thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. And most people won't give it up. They won't say, "You know what? I don't know everything." The majority of people think they know everything, that everything they know right now is all that they will know. The majority of people buy a book and don't read past the first chapter. Let me tell you something. February 17th, I still read. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I got children, I got grandchildren, and I have 5 great-grandsons, one called King 7. Oh yeah, Valentino, he was born February the 7th, just a couple of days ago. He's a bad little dude. He's coming for you. Oh yes, he smiles at his daddy, Patrick. He's coming for you. He just looks so lovingly.
at his daddy. I can't wait to hold him. I can't hold him now. I can just look at him on Zoom. This is not right. This is just too much. I can't hold my great grandson because I don't want to put his life in danger, or his mother's, my granddaughter, or my son. This is different. This is so different. That's why we need to have things for our mind, have strategies for our mind. I'm encouraging you to go online and Google Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome and watch that speech on a regular basis. And Les Brown speaking, It's Possible. And Les Brown and Miles Monroe, watch those and listen to those on a regular basis and getting unstuck. Stuff power for your mind. And for those of you that want to use the computer to bring your personality out, because you have the opportunity now. It's a level playing field. Everybody's got to do it from here. Everybody, you can order food. I mean, you don't have to leave your house. You can just pick up a phone. Instacart, I think they call that thing. They'll deliver it to your door. You just wait till they leave. And then you get your Lysol to go out and spray it and drag it in the house. This is a different place. That's some people don't cope. They don't care. They go out. I ain't going nowhere. No, not at all. No. I'm fine right here. Oh boy. If you're ready to be coached, if you are ready to be stretched by me, if you want to be a world-class entrepreneur and business person, this is the new platform. Everybody's got to operate from here. Everybody. You want to invest in yourself. That's what I did. You want to develop your personality so you can get through there. It's not enough just to share information. You put me up against anybody. They can have PhD, MBA, or CB. CB stands for cornbread. That's me. You give them a computer, give me one, and let us go head to head. I'll get the butter from the duck. It's a level playing field. This is a golden age right now. Incredible opportunity for people who invest in themselves and get the coaching they need to bring out their personality, their passion, their energy, and how to monetize their knowledge and their skills. When a team have a losing season, they don't fire the players. You know what they do? They get a winning coach. They get a coach who wins. That's what they get. You want to be the best, you want to be coached by the best. I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. Coaching matters. It matters. And so when you are serious and want a competitive edge and you want to win, I'm looking for people who are hungry to win. That's how I got here. I was hungry to win. I didn't care about your PhD or MBA. I was hungry to win, to control my own personal economy, to control my life, to take care of my mother, to buy my mother a home. I was hungry to do something that's me. It's me. I got tired of being fired. I'm not mentally fit to work for somebody for the rest of my life. There's some people that are. I remember a guy that I hired as my consultant. I'll never forget when I went to the city where I went to see him and spent a whole day with him, and he looked at me with amazement. And his wife said, when I left that day, he stopped me at the door and he said, "Thank you for turning to me as a consultant to train you how to speak and address corporations." He said, "But you know something, Les?" I said, "No, I wouldn't hire you." I said, "Why?" "I have an MBA. You think If it were in fact possible to speak to corporations around the world, I got an MBA. You think I would be working on this job where I'm working 65 to 70 hours a week? You think I don't have anything else to do with my time? He said, I'm just telling you, I got the check. I'm just telling you, you're wasting your time. They're not going to hire you. I said, thank you. He said, you ought to give this up, man, and try and find a job in another city as a disc jockey. I said, man, that's behind me. I'm not looking back. I want to do something different with my life. And Mike Williams is with me. And his wife said, the two of them went to the window, looking out the window as I was getting in my car. And she asked him, do you think he's going to listen to you and give up this crazy idea of speaking to corporations and speaking around the world, even though he doesn't have an MBA like you, or any college at all, or any corporate experience? And he said, to his credit, he said, no. And she was stunned. She said, why? I thought you were very convincing. Why? He believes in you and what you say. And he said, he doesn't know enough to know that he can't do it. And so he's going to go forward. He's going for it anyhow. See, sometimes you've got to be intelligently ignorant. You don't know what you can't do. According to the laws of aerodynamics, a bumblebee isn't supposed to fly because its large body cannot be held up by its little puny wings. But the bumblebee doesn't know it. Sometimes you've got to be intelligently ignorant. Lean not unto thine own understanding. There's some things that does not fit within the realm of logic and reasoning and being practical. That's why we're taught to judge not according to appearances. You got greatness in you. Don't you judge yourself based upon your failures, based upon your past, based upon the stuff you've gone through. No! Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. No! You were born to do good stuff. No! You are more than a conqueror. And if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. If you're ready to get back up and control your own economy, if you're ready to get back up and control your own life and be your own boss, and let me show you how to do that. I can hook you up. Oh, he's on fire. Oh, behave. Whatever. Better must come. As Althea Grant said. I want you to say that to yourself. You're going through some stuff right now. I want you to say, better must come, in a voice of defiance. She was under her aunt's bed, and her aunt treated her like dirt. Her mother dropped her off and then let her know, I'm leaving the country, and left her with an aunt that treated her like nothing. And she heard a song called Better Must Come, and that was the mantra that kept her from losing her mind. Sometimes we need something that we can hold on to, something in spite of our situation, something in spite of the abuse, something in spite of the cruelty, something in spite of the hopeless situation that we find ourselves in, that we can hang on to and say, better must come. Better must come. It's a scripture that when I first heard it and read it, I just said, oh boy, that's cold-blooded. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. It didn't have any compassion in it. He that hath shall get, and he that hath not even that he has shall be taken away. Oh my God. You say, he that hath, the person who hath, they will get, and the person who don't have, even that little bit they have, shall be taken away? That doesn't seem right. But there's a question. He that hath what? Vision. People without vision perish. Ambition, drive, the willingness to work, stubbornness, perseverance, faith that roars so loudly it doesn't give you an opportunity to hear the doubts that you have within yourself. You have those qualities, you will get. You have those qualities, you restore everything you lost and more. You have those qualities, angels will make room for you. Come. Let's intervene here, because he won't quit, she won't stop. We've done everything and they won't stop. Come, we got to intervene now. And then let's go find a wimp, somebody who's stopped, somebody who's allowing themselves to be consumed by fear. It's weak. Yeah, because God has not given them a spirit of fear, but of power. They ain't got no power. They're consumed in fear. They can't even think straight. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of a sound mind. This place where you are, where I am, this place, we've been picked out to be picked on. This place, we are more than conquerors. This place is a testimony, no test, no testimony. This place, no guts, no glory. This place, faith not tested can't be trusted. This faith will find a way. Yeah. We need to know that. We need to saturate ourselves with words that will empower us right now. Our children are watching. Our children are not okay. There's an article, Google it. Our kids are not okay. The suicide rate among children, teenagers, and younger is soaring because they're watching us. See, how we live our lives, Jim Rohn said this, how we live our lives, it can be a warning or an example. Did you hear me? How we live our lives, our children are watching. It will be a warning or an example. A warning of what not to do, or an example of what to do when tragedy and interruptions and crises show up. Therefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, that having done all to stand. This is our time to stand. This is our time to be actively engaged in this thing called life. Our children are watching us. There are generations yet unborn that are depending on us. There are people who gave their lives, like a John Lewis said, create some good trouble. It's our time. It's our time. You have something special. God is on your side. If God is for you, who can be against you? You got a winning team. I'm looking for, and I'm on a mission for people who can hear me. If at some point in time when you're a little kid or a grown person, you're going through some stuff and you heard my voice. And the reason you heard it, because what's in me is also in you. And the reason you responded and came out of the darkness into the light, because there's a calling on you to do the same thing. You and I are cut from the same cloth. You're branches of the same tree. If my message and my method and my approach resonates with you, I'm not talking about my hairstyle. My kid didn't play hairstyle and I'm kid, no. I'm talking about my message. And you have a message in you. You have a story in you. You would like to help people, the millions of people who need to hear a multitude of voices. I want you to put voice in the comment section. Put voice in the comment section. And allow us to introduce you to the Power Voice system that teaches you how to tell your story, that teach you how to create an experience with your voice and your story, to transform people individually and collectively. Allow me to mentor, to coach you, to bring out the greatness in yourself and to bring out the greatness in others. If that's your calling, I love to tell you, and I will always remind you, a job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. If it's your calling, put voice in the comment section. If you can hear me in your heart, I'm not challenging your ability to hear with your ears, because you wouldn't still be here with me. I don't have any prints translating my words. So if you're still here, the only reason you're listening, because what's in me, it's in you. You and I are cut from the same cloth. We are branches of the same tree. It's time to make a decision. Put voice in the comment section. We don't know how much time we have left, do we? Michael Jackson said, "This is it." And it was. Okay. Put voice in the comment section. Live each day as it were your last. Because what we learned from the coronavirus, one day it will be. Toby Gatson, we graduated together at Booker T. Washington High School in Miami, 1963. Wow. Classmate had COVID-19 and he kicked COVID's butt. Toby, I'm so happy for you, brother. So happy. Prayed hard for you, but you've always been a fighter since we were in high school. Boy, I tell you, you and Larry Littles, who played for the Miami Dolphins, boy, we went to school. We would miss school because we were characters. We were always clowning. We always wanted to know, what will we do next? We came to see each other for cafeteria and physical education. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, that's back in the day. I hear young people today, these millennials, talking about back in the day. They don't know anything about back in the day. I got t-shirts older than them. But at 75, my goal is to finish strong. At 75, my goal is to train the best speakers on the planet. At 75, my goal is to find people who are hungry to make an impact with their lives, who are hungry to learn how to use and access their power voice, who are hungry to live a life that will outlive them. Yeah, you forget your years will forget you. And I want to leave this with you. As you look at your goals, Be stubborn about your goals. Be stubborn. Don't give up on your goals. You will fail your way to success. Don't give up on your goal. Know your vitamin, as Suzanne de Pass would say. Don't give up on your goal. Be stubborn about your goals. Be flexible and versatile. Ask for help. A lot of people won't do that because of ego, edging God out, because a lot of people, as a result of pride cometh before a fall. Ask for help. Not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. You don't have to figure it out. Get started. Do what you can with what you have, and God will do what you can.
One of the things I love that you just said is the whole idea of acceleration. That this is a season of acceleration. And I would love for each one of you to register right now to find out how you can accelerate your success and your prosperity. A lot of people have shifted themselves into neutral, Mr. Brown, and they're just coasting into the end of the year. But this is the time that you need to now put it in high gear and start moving towards your destiny, your purpose, putting as much energy as you possibly can in defining how you want 2023, 2024, 2025, and onward. You don't just have to have a most amazing year. You can have an amazing decade. You can have an amazing life. And you cannot do it by keeping your life in neutral. You've got to shift it in gear. And
I'm glad you mentioned that, because
to do that.
Yeah, part of shifting your life in another gear, a higher gear, you have to look at your relationships and ask the question, what are my relationships doing to me? Scripture asks the question, what fellowship does life have with darkness? None. Life is like an elevator, as you are aware. And the higher you go up, you have to stop and let some people off.
Yes,
and a lot of people are not going to finish their year strong and live the life they want to live because they have too many toxic, negative, energy-draining family members and friends in their lives.
Low value and no value. I got to add that.
Absolutely, yes. And so you have to ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Am I growing mentally and emotionally and spiritually? There are people that are always there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them. And so when you begin to look at that, the studies indicate you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. When I found that out, I got all the broke people out of my life. I said, y'all gotta go. Woo!
You give yourself a going away party.
Yes.
You go with your balloons and your cake that says Bon Voyage. And they're gonna say, oh, you didn't have to do it. No, I didn't do it for you. I'm doing it for myself. And I often say, could things be the way they are because you are the way you are? And what one thing can you change that can change everything? You could change your mind. Nothing about your life has to remain the same. You have full control over your destiny. Your future doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from inside of you. And, you know, again, there's a saying that you can never outperform your current concept of self, nor can you rise above the level of your self-worth.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because in order to finish your year strong, one of the most important things we have to do is to address what you just mentioned. Many of us are blocking and preventing ourselves from moving forward and finishing the year strong because of things that we have experienced, because of things that we've gone through. And I want people listening to us right now to write this down. You might be through with your past, but your past is not through with you.
Mm-hmm. I just love it.
I was labeled educable, mentally retarded.
I was feeling within myself that I was a failure, that I'm slower than most people. And sometimes they would laugh, look at him. He's bathing in the bathroom upstairs on the 21st floor. He sleeps on the floor. Him and two other dreamers up there. Look at them.
That impacted me to such an extent that compromised my ability to think clearly. And I was at an event, Bob Proctor and another speaker came up to speak. And this guy stopped in the middle of his presentation, and I felt he was talking to me. He said, there's someone here. He said, you know who you are. He said, I do this because I love it, and I like to make a lot of money. But you love to help people, and you got the gift. But you've convinced yourself you can. It's not what you don't have. It's what you think you need that keeps you from coming up here, holding this mic, changing lives like you're born to do. And then he said, I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying anything else. I'm standing in your dream. The reason I'm standing up here holding this microphone and you're sitting out there like a wimp is I represent the thoughts you have rejected for yourself. I heard that. I said, oh God, it's talking to me. I got up, I ran outside to a payphone. I called Mike Williams. I said, Mike! He said, Brownie, what's wrong? I said, listen to me, Mike. Mike, are you listening to me? He said, yes. I said, I'm not rejecting myself anymore. Do you hear me? Mike, he said, Brownie, take it easy. Mike, listen to me. I'm not rejecting myself anymore. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's been keeping me up at night. And this guy said, I'm rejecting myself. I'm stopping now. Will you come help me? He says, yes, Brownie. You're as good as those guys, man. This is your calling, man. This is you. He ignited something in my heart. He's my mentor for 49 years. When I came out to California and they had my name up in lights and a giant-sized picture of me, I had this overwhelming feeling, oh my God, I've made it. And Mike Williams, he was walking behind me and he said, Brownie, this is not the mountaintop.
No one could have convinced me that after just over 6 years, I would have my own book entitled Live Your Dreams. Just over 6 years, I would have 5 specials on public television. I will now have my own talk show that will premiere on Monday, Labor Day. I'm saying to you, your dream is possible.
So I learned the value of relationship capital, having relationships with people that you can learn from. Practice OQP, only quality people. Muhammad Ali said, I'm the greatest, but he never won a championship without Angelo Dundee. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. However, every championship, Phil Jackson was there. Sometimes you need to believe in somebody's belief in you until your belief kicks in. But he believed in me when I was struggling. And I believe that all of us need mentors because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. You need someone with a trained eye, someone who can lead you to a place within yourself that you can never go by yourself. You have the potential for greatness. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Doesn't matter what they're saying about you. Doesn't matter because you failed this test. Doesn't matter because you're not good in math. You can't do calculus, algebra. Those things don't define you. You're greater than you think you are.
Practice the principle of OQP, only quality people. It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream. Some people are so negative, they'll walk into a dark room and begin to develop. Take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are. If you don't believe in yourself, it won't happen for you. It's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out. You can stand and say, I did this. I did this. This is my dream.